He will do anything to make people laugh, as you can tell. Obviously, they have been corrupted in a good way. This is my oldest. He is 6. He looks very, very precious there, but he's not so much. He is my angel with horns. They are huge Star Wars fans. One weekend, my wife went out of town for a girls' trip, and I was like, you know what? I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, because it must have been a holiday or something. I'm like, we're going to watch the original 3 episodes of Star Wars. My boys sat in front of the TV for 6+ hours, didn't move or make a peep. Which, if you know my 2, that's odd, because they would be running nonstop. This is my wife and I. Every year we go to Ocean City, Maryland. I grew up on the East Coast. I grew up about 3 hours from Ocean City. So as a kid, my family would take me to Ocean City. So now that my kids are older, we've done it for the last 3 years. So we've gone to Ocean City, so my kids get to experience the same things that I did. My interest and hobby. I love barbecuing. I will barbecue everything and anything. That is asparagus, corn on the cob. Those are chicken breasts, pork steaks. These are one of my favorites. It's a half and half burger, half pork, half beef, with some peppers, onions, and cheese mixed in. Okay?
You can't have it though.
I live and die Penn State. That is my ultimate. Penn State is by far the thing that I have the most passion about, even over my family sometimes. My wife gets very upset. And then this is my wife and I at a Phillies game in St. Louis. I was rocking my Blues and my Phillies gear. So, what I'm going to talk to you guys about today is the basics. All banks are the same. You know, what distinguishes a bank is different. Depends. You know, all banks do loans, right? I mean, any bank you've ever been to, they do a loan, right? All banks have checkings and savings accounts, correct? I mean, every bank you have ever walked into, you were able to get a checking or a savings account. You got CDs. All banks have CDs. Interest rates suck, but we have them. Money markets. We all got money markets too, you know? So that's not going to distinguish a bank from the bank that's next door or down the street. Here are some things that banks should still be doing, but they've gotten away from it. Why have they gotten away from it? Probably because there's no money to be made in it. People don't have the needs for it anymore. But FCB still does it. We have safe deposit boxes. You would not believe how many banks have ripped out their safe deposit boxes just because. We still do cash advances for customers and non-customers. A lot of times now, if you need a cash advance and you go to your bank, they're going to tell you no. And especially if you are a non-customer, they'll tell you absolutely not. We also have a tax and bookkeeping department, which some banks do, some banks don't. Again, this is something that we feel when you come to FCB, we want it to be a one-stop shop. We want you to be able to handle everything and anything. Why should you have to go to this place to do this place to do that? Just come to FCB. We can handle it all. We still do Christmas clubs. So if you guys are looking for a way to save for next year's Christmas, come in and see me. Open up a Christmas club. You guys like to go on vacation, right? Sometimes you always wonder, how am I going to have the money for a vacation? You can actually start a club, save for the whole year. Right before vacation season starts, we cut you a check or direct deposit it to you, and you have your money for your vacation. FCB is also a payment center. We accept 19 different payments. And what's nice about it is, let's say that you forget to mail your Charter cable bill, okay? And you don't want to lose your service. You can come into the bank, pay it, we submit it to them, and it's like same day credit. So literally, they receive the payment, they know they're not going to cut off your service. Not all of them have same day, some are next, but that way you don't have to worry about mailing, using a stamp, getting to the post office, taking care of any of that. Hey, thanks. So, how many times, Josh was just telling us a story how he went to Kansas City, was it, without any cash. How many times have you gone somewhere and you're like, man, I don't have any cash, and it is a cash intense place where they don't take debit or credit card. I know I've been there. Anytime you go to Clinton County, you're pretty much out of luck because no place in Clinton County takes debit or credit card. What's nice about FCB is that we're part of a networking group that has access to 25,000 ATMs across the country. So whether you're in Hawaii or Maine, all you got to do is pull open your app, tap on it. It will show you a list of ATMs within a 25-mile radius of where you're at. Nice thing about it is that you don't have to pay a service charge. You can use the ATM service charge free. How many of you guys seen the commercial for Discover where the girls are out and the one girl loses her debit card and she has to retrace all her steps? You guys seen that? We have that exact same thing called Card Valet. It is an app on your phone so that if you lose it, you can kind of hit the pause button of life, retrace your steps, and go find your debit card. If you can't find it, you call us up, we'll cancel it, we'll get you a new one. The other thing that's nice about Card Valet, and what is really, really cool, is that there's a lot of debit card fraud out there, okay? People can get your debit card if you use it at a gas station or you use it at TJ Maxx, wherever it can get compromised, okay? What's nice about Card Valet is that if you set your debit card in there, every time your debit card is used, you get a text. It's a little notice that pops up on your phone. It says where it was used and how much it was for. When I first installed this on our debit cards, I would call my wife or text my wife. I'd be like, "You spent $70 at the Gap?" She'd be like, "How do you know I was at the Gap?" So yeah, it was a nice little trick that I used to play on her.
Why didn't you come see me and buy it? Sure.
Wasn't close. Wasn't close for me. It was for the kids. I can promise you that. The other thing that FCB does is we can cash checks that aren't on FCB. Some banks will charge you to cash their own check. We don't do that. If it's an FCB check, you bring it in, we'll cash it for you. There's no service charge. You're a non-customer and you bring in an FCB check. We will cash it and not charge you. You're a non-customer with a check from Bank of America and you want to cash it, we can cash that for you. We do it through a company called CheckSAR. Literally, they verify the check, make sure there's no fraud been done on it, and then for a small fee, we cash that for them. It's normally a lot cheaper than what Walmart would do it for or what the check cashing facilities will do it for. How many of you guys hate long lines at the post office during holiday season or the DMV when you want to get your license sticker? FCB, our Collinsville main location and our O'Fallon location have a full service post office in it. You can do anything and everything you could at the post office from either one of those locations. The other thing that is nice is that we sell license stickers. So if you have to renew your plates and you don't want to go to the DMV to do it, you can come into any of our 14 locations and do it right on the spot. And finally, it's gift season. You know, people are looking for holiday presents, gifts. You know, you come the spring and early summer, you're looking for graduation ideas or just something different for the holidays. We do folded money. We got a little reindeer, a little ugly sweater. Weddings. Here's a wedding cake. Groom and bride frogs, a little cross. We do a shirt and tie, a graduation, a little bikini, you know, for Mr. Bergman with his lingerie. So FCB is a full service bank. We can handle everything from your basic deposit all the way to presents for the holiday. And with that, I thank you. Questions?
Well, everybody's always looking for clients, and obviously you're looking for clients and recruiting clients. But in the absence of having somebody call into our lab for looking for anything, what else are you looking for? Who could be a golden goose that we don't have any individual clients?
The thing with the golden goose, and I kind of explained this once before, is one of my business customers had a customer that was in there working as their secretary. And she saw the way we bent over backwards for the business that she picked up everything that she had at 3 different banks and put it all into FCB. It wasn't even FCB that I was at. She literally saw the service that I provided for my business customer and said, if that's the way he's trained, everyone is trained like that there. So she picked up, moved it. So for me to have a specific, this is what I need for my golden goose, it's tough. Because any one of you could walk in one day and say, wow, I met this person and they open up the door for me. It's truly tough. And I know B and I really wants that specific, but any one of you could be my golden goose. Honestly. I mean, I know you do home loans, but for you have someone that you're working with for auto insurance and they happen to say, man, I'm paying outrageous on my car loan. That could be a referral to me. I mean, it's things like that think about the banking piece of it, but then think about the other services also. If someone says, man, I have Johnny's graduation coming up, I need to get a gift card. Be like, hey, you should go check out FCB for their folded money. It's things like that would, help us out. Does it help me directly? No. But it's helping the facilities or the locations, so that counts as a referral for me.
And the culture of the people we do business with is important for us. What do you think about, what is it about the culture of FCB that it's
14
years? So why? What is it about the culture?
Well, when I started in banking, I started with Union Planners. And I was there right about 18 months before I started looking. And at Union Planners, it was not, hey, Josh, thanks for coming in today. It was, Josh, I have a credit card, I have this annuity, I have this loan, and I have this that I can sell you. I need you to pick 3 of these. It wasn't about taking care of you. It wasn't about finding out your needs. It was take one of these 3. And then when you would come in on Friday again, I'd be like, you didn't take one of the 3. I need you to take one of the 3. I was put in a situation, and I hate to say it, but I had and you can vouch for something like this, I had an 89-year-old lady come in with her CD, and she just wanted to renew it, put it into a different term. We were not allowed to do that. We had to do everything in our power to put them into an annuity. I ended up putting the lady into a 7-year annuity that she could not touch for 5 years. It wasn't right. And that's the difference. FCB doesn't care about, I need you to sell one of these 3 and take one. It's, how can I help you? You need help with a loan? You know what? Let me introduce you to this guy. Whether it works out with him or not, at least you have a contact. It's not that hard pressure sale. It's more they're more concerned about what can we do to help you? Because if we help you, you're going to tell somebody, and they're going to tell somebody, and they're going to tell somebody. And that's how we're going to make our revenue. It's not, how can I nickel and dime you and get every penny out of you? Well, I thank you. I'm going to pass around today's